looks like spam mail. Yeah? When you see those secretive BBBCCs over there and a link, because you are trying to get...
so what is the solution, Tony?
If we can do 2 years of work, surely you can get your ass for like 2 weeks to figure out where you actually want it featured.
What is the solution? Just give it to him in 30 seconds. What does he need to do?
Yeah. What you need to do is to lose that mentality and actually package your 2 years of work to spend just a little bit more time in packaging it in those mails and then picking up a phone and putting on a good pair of shoes. Nairobi is not that big. The media houses are not too spread. It's not like you're being told to go to Timbuktu. Yeah? So don't hide under generational capsule. Just work the way you work hard on those projects. Put 3% of that work, because you said it's 2 years, for the promotion. Okay. And a general link won't do it, because that's spam mail. As far as I'm concerned, it looks like spam mail.
Maybe I can, because I relate with what you're saying at a certain level. And I'd like to give you my experience with something similar. When how I got into the media, I was a student in the university, and I wanted to write, right? And I didn't know the owners of the media houses or the editors, but when I had a chance to meet one of them, I pitched an idea. I told them I have an idea for a column. It's about campus life, and I think it's going to be amazing. Everyone in campus is going to read it. And I wrote so many articles, and then I took them to the editor, and she gave me space. Okay, it took time. It didn't happen like today, then tomorrow. It took time for all those things to come together. But there was the part of, you can also do it yourself. Like if you do feel that this thing you want to communicate is very important and meaningful, it can convince another person if you took the effort to... I ask myself, first of all, why is there no blog that is dedicated to reviewing film, for example, on online, right? Because, or like even listings of shows that people can go and look at. Because if there's an audience for it and it exists online, the media houses will see that and respond. The beauty of being in a digital space is if you're sending me a link as a journalist, like Tony said, it might not be the thing I'm most interested in, as you know, in the reporting that I'm working on. But if you present it in a compelling way, either through volume, like there's a volume of work that I can look at and see, okay, there's actually something here to pay attention to, or back it up with numbers. So the advantage of having digital platforms is, you know, as much you can publish your material on YouTube, and when you're sending me the link, you can also put in there that this thing has actually been watched by 250,000 people. If you put in the stats, if you put in the numbers, or like we guys spent $1 million, Bob, to produce this thing, then that makes me ask myself, okay, what is this? What did they do? What came out of this? So throw in some numbers. They get people's attention. Yeah, that helps.
Thanks, Bonnie. I see we are running out of time, so unfortunately we may not be able to take any more questions, but I would like to give my panel 30 seconds each to just give their closing remarks. So I'll start with you, Decca.
My parting shot is, you know, to the audience, to the viewers. It doesn't only lie with the media. It's for us also as, you know, viewers. Let's support our own. If you can afford to pay like 5K for, you know, to see Fireboy at Carnival and stuff, why can't you just pay a few, you know, 100 to watch a local film? You know, that is the biggest problem. So even as, you know, push the media to push your agenda, hata sisi tujitume. Yeah.
Asante. Mshama?
Try to engage with us, blood and flesh. If you're doing your film, try to have a media engagement, whether screening, cocktail, or whatever, because virtuality is very good, but sometimes, my brother, it gets lost. It gets lost in a lot of other things. So try to do flesh and blood linkage, and it doesn't cost you much time. And people like you better. and love you more and want to do more for you. Thank you.
George?
Okay, thank you. There is what we call the agenda setting role of the media. It's a very important role where the media can shape opinion, public opinion on phenomena. And particularly in the entertainment industry, that role cannot be overemphasized. So the media, especially the press, is a very important and part and parcel of what you do. So you need us, but we also need you, because if you don't exist, there's nothing to write. So we must work hard, both sides. I am one person who wears two hats. I'm both a journalist and also a producer. I run the Sanaa Theatre Awards, I run the Tone Theatre Productions, and whenever I have my staff, in as much as I know everybody in the newsroom, I go to push. So I don't sit there and saying, oh, you know, they know me. They should be able to write. They're my colleagues. But I've got to work hard. I've got to go to Moshama and buy him some bottle of Vodosco. As I explain to him what I intend to do, so that I buy in from his weekly column. And I have to get to Stevens Mwendo. He doesn't operate, but it's a miracle I've seen Stevens Mwendo in town. His house is 100 meters from the office, and that is the only distance he covers. So I have to get myself next to his house and say, oh, you know, Steve-O, I'm just next to your house.
30 seconds,
All right?
George.
So just to finish this is that you need to work hard to get the attention of the media, in as much as the media also needs because I get very pissed off when you have a big story and you've not let us know, because then again we look very bad, okay? So we need each other, so each one of us has to work very hard to get it out there.
Great. For me, two very clear things. Number one, people, when you're outside, you don't really appreciate how busy journalists are. Like, a journalist receives about 100 emails in one day. Okay, yeah? Or more in one day. So for them to look through these emails and which one do I open? Which one is a story? Which one is my headline? Which one do I spike, right? There's a lot of factors that go into that consideration. So don't assume that they're ignoring you or they don't want to promote your work out of spite. They're very busy. So you have to find a way to make yourself their priority or of importance to them. I think we've outlined so many ways to do that, but it's up to you to find a way to navigate that. The second thing, in my view, is we're also very. I think there's stories that need to be told. There's a lot of stories out there to tell that we're not telling, and it's a question that I ask myself. For example, how did people get to see Veve? I think it's one of the films that was awarded by Kenya Film Commission in 2012. What made people see Veve? Because that's the one that really caught my attention. And the factors there was, first of all, there was a Sauti Sol person, and then there was the film itself. So if you really make use of these personalities in the sector to tell unique stories, like get a musician in your film, that really adds that star power into that story. Get like a politician to make a cameo in your premiere. That type of stuff really gives it an extra edge. So think about those things, like how do you bring other star power into your production?
Thank you very much. There you have it, from the media fraternity, how you can get your content promoted out there. I am going to leave you with 5 things that I have picked up during this discussion. 1, presentation is key. How do you present your content to them for them to be able to promote it? As you've heard from Boniface, they receive 100 emails or so per day. So how do they single you out? What makes you stand out? The other thing is they are accessible. You also just need to do a little bit of research. You don't need to know them personally or know their grandmother or anybody, but you can talk to people. Find out how you can access them, because engagement is important. And then George also said, cost and budget your work. You know, make sure that, and Deka said that as well. Make sure you include it in your budget for promotion. Don't leave it up to just the media to be able to do that for yourself. And we've also seen that we have alternative platforms to be able to do that, including social media. And George also said, raised one thing, a publicist. It's important that we understand that people have different roles that they play within our community. So if need be, engage a publicist who will be able to take all this headache away from you and will get you closer to these people, maybe faster than that you would. So my name is Wageshi Murage. I've been your moderator for this session. And I hope that we will have a closer relationship between the media. Well, media is one, really. It's just how do we communicate. And I wish you a blessed evening, and thank you so much for attending.